Well, I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by a national security analyst, Mr. Wale Olumide. Thanks for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Now, let's start from the most recent thing, this U.S. State Department report, which talks about the activities of the military against the insurgents in 2016. What do you make of the back and forth? I mean, the U.S. government saying, look, this is not enough. The Nigerian military saying, well, you don't have the facts right.
Basically, if you read through the report properly, my first appreciation there is that it was agreed that gains have been made as the first thing, because it's going to be very tough if they say nothing has been achieved. But it's not a very objective report as far as I'm concerned. And I'll say this because when you say that the IDPs are returning back and are being sent back, and where they're sending them to have not been totally rebuilt and all that, it's not the responsibility of the military. There's a plan on ground. There's a Buhari plan. There is a World Bank release of fund. The government is up to the task, and they're doing something about that. I think that effort, or those efforts rather, should be reflected in that report as well. I think it's a little bit biased as far as I'm concerned. And if you go further, because I was just reading it this afternoon, if you go further and they say, oh, okay, the investigative bodies, they're not doing enough, that's not true that they don't have the capacity to do enough. That's not true. The thing is, internally, we've got our own issue that has to do with the judiciary, which we all know that is a national issue. So in view of that, it's a very, very imbalanced report. That's why I can say of that.
How about the allegations that, well, having captured territory,
yes,
the Nigerian military is finding it difficult to hold on to those territories, and therefore the civilian institutions and processes that are supposed to be re-established in those places to make them comfortable for those who are displaced to return cannot be done?
I don't think that would be true as well, because first of all, in military strategy, when a war is going on like this, call it a war, they have their plan already. They know if they don't manage those territories already captured, it's going to be an issue for them. They have to go back there, they have another attack, and they have to use men, they have to use resources and all that. I don't think so. So what I believe is going on has to do with budget, resources. Do the military of this country, do they have enough fund to instantly, as we expect them to do, to rebuild those points? Can they afford it? Do they have the personnel? Do they have enough resources? Do they have enough weaponry? Do they have enough finance, enough budget for them to be able to build up institutions? How many barracks do they intend to build in that place? How many battalions do they intend to position in those points? Those are the things we need to look at. We don't just wake up one day and note that the military will not come out openly and tell you that this is what we're going to do. They will have gone extremely to a level before they come out to the open. So that's the point. So I don't just want to wake up and I just even believe that this report on its own is being oversimplified. Because if a report comes up and we are meant to boost the morale of our men, we just come out and be able to pamper the report like this. It's wrong. As far as I'm concerned, if America as a country, if they have military alliance and partnership with certain countries, and in the past, when we needed the help mostly, we never got the help, and now they become analysts on our suspects. How do you reconcile that?
Well, of course, the report is a public document, so it's possible to analyze.
That's okay.
But coming down to the issue of today now, the reports had been that, yes, Boko Haram has been decimated, not wiped out, but decimated and so on. They don't have capacity really anymore. But then now there's been this upsurge. Suicide bombings, this latest kidnap of workers and so on. Now, is the military really taking on a battle it can win, given the fact that the insurgents are not fighting a conventional war?
If you listen to the Defense Information General there, it says collaborators of terrorists among us. We should take it this way. There's going to be change of government any moment from now, 2019 precisely. So there's a build-up to that. So you have collaborators. How do you find collaborators? You have them among the politicians, which we know definitely, which some have been accused, tried to be prosecuted, but left off the hook. We know that point of relevance is coming up. Boko Haram on his own, their parts, Shekau angle, Shekau want to prove relevance. So however it is, some negotiation is going on, and girls are being released. On the other hand, whoever is not in the picture want to prove a point. Don't forget that Boko Haram was as a result of metamorphosis of militia group. That was what it was, and used by the politician. So definitely, whatever you see now, this pocket of stuff is proof of relevance. We're there, we still have them, we can still control, we don't want them to be there, we don't want him to be there, and this is who we want. So it's use and dump.
Thank you very much. We're going to have to leave it there. Mr. Wale Olumide, it's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Olumide is a national security analyst.